Good evening, folks. We are here at Westside High School as the 6th-ranked Westside Warriors are going up against the Papillion-La Vista South Titans here tonight. My name is Jaden Taylor, alongside me at Kade Martin. What a matchup we got here tonight. A rematch from the first round of the Metro Conference Tournament. And these two teams have had way different movements since that tournament.
Yeah, especially for Papillion-La Vista South. They've been on a huge losing streak. Total for the season, 4-11, not looking good.
Yeah, I mean, overall, they really just, both these teams, both the boys and girls teams for Papillion-La Vista South, really took a downfall after that Metro Conference Tournament. The girls now 4-11 after a really strong start, going 4 of 5 to start off the season. They've really struggled so far after that. But here tonight, Papillion-La Vista trying to get back on the right track up against a top 10 team. And the Warriors, what a hot streak they are on. Have just been, essentially perfect since that Metro Conference term. They've only gotten better. They've won consistently, and they're looking to continue their great season.
Yeah, especially keeping those points up. Key player tonight for Westside, that's going to be Adriana DePrima, averaging about 7.3 points, almost 3 rebounds. Looking very good for the Warriors on offense. As of recently, very good on defense as well.
Yeah, looking at the standings now, we see Pius, of course, at the number 1. The Markowski sisters are just plain dominant in Class A so far this season. They're looking to win a state tournament once again. Then at number 2, Millard South, of course, dropped down to that number 2, but it's still a really solid team. Of course, Central at number 3. Then Fremont, here's a story here, a big drop down to 12-3. Taylor McCabe, again, has really been their show for Fremont. They've lacked in some other areas, but McCabe has been able to make it up. Of course, that team is a really prevalent team. All 4 of those top teams have a big chance at making some noise in the state tournament, up and coming in about a month and a half. But of course, at the 5, we're going to see Lincoln Southwest. At the 6, we're going to see Westside. And then at number 7, we're going to see Kearney. After that, we're going to see Lincoln High able to jump back up into the top 10, make their name known a little bit more. And we see Lincoln East as well and North Platte at the 10. So looking into our players of the game tonight that we're looking at tonight, I know you were talking about Adriana DePrima, but for Papillion South tonight, really big person to talk to is Lydia Hodges. How has she been doing this season?
Lydia Hodges has been basically most of the offense for Papillion-La Vista South, although that team, since the Metro Conference Tournament, is really just switching up that offense. Hodges averaging 9.9 points, 4.4 rebounds, and 32% from the field.
Yeah, of course. I mean, this team overall for Papillion-La Vista South is changing it so much. Talking to the coach earlier before this game, they've really been, just trying to figure out what works. We've seen, some of their starters have big nights here and there, and then they, just shut it down in another night. It's been a really roller coaster year back and forth for them. They're really trying to get back on pace, especially as they're trying to get themselves into a possible district that they can win. And just, a big win here tonight would be, a really impactful one going forward. But, of course, for Westside, looking to keep their winning streak alive up against Papillion-La Vista South. Of course, did not have their game up against Elkhorn South on Tuesday. No game tomorrow night, either home or away. But, of course, this one's going to be really big here tonight. Another rematch of the Metro Conference Tournament. When we come back, we're going to get you guys to the starting lineups and get you guys the tip on WTV Live.
And we are back here at Westside High School as the Warriors are going up against the Papillion-La Vista South Titans here tonight, just about a minute and a half away from tip-off. And to start it off for the Warriors, starting five here tonight, we're going to see the normal five. Kaitlyn Hanna at the point guard position. Libby Kraft at the shooting guard. Adriana Prima working a little bit more guard tonight than Siebler. Working at the forward position, of course, Lucy Shanla in the paint, working the center position. Could be a great matchup here tonight. Big thing to consider here tonight, although, that the Warriors are a little bit struggling on depth. Do have three players out tonight. Bree Bell, Stella Mingy, as well as Ruby Sakura, all out tonight. Really all there. 6 men somewhat in this one. And we'll get you guys to the national anthem, and we'll get ready for tip.
Athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated in our grounds for removal from the facility. We say thank you for your cooperation and good luck to both teams. This time we ask you to please rise and remove cover. We honor America with a playing for our national anthem.
Lucy Shanla. And number 25, Iggy Jabril will look for the tip to start this one off. And this Friday night doubleheader for the Warriors has begun. We see Kaitlyn Hanna starting off for the Warriors, looking to continue her hot streak as they let it go a turnover back the other way. McKenna Blankman work on the outside and give it off to Hodges. Savannah Solomon, Papillion-La Vista's second leading scorer here so far this season. Didn't start last week up against Gretna, but has worked back in the lineup here tonight. Lydia Hodges been the main one we've been seeing Papillion-La Vista all season. Has shown up a lot of opportunities, but has started off. Lucy Shanla gets her night going in a big way and gets the block. Warriors looking to try to start something quick. Try to get the ball back over. Won't be able to get the over and under, but it will still give off a turnover. Wide open lane for Blankman. Layup will go up and no good. Rebound. Great play from Hodges, able to get it back in. Ball will get thrown out off of Hanna.
Some rough plays to start the night off for the Warriors, to say the least. 2 turnovers on both possessions.
Carol Lang able to give it off to Norblade. And we see Kuska gets blocked by Lucy Shanla once again. And the Titans will start off with their full court press. We've been talking about this all season. Saw that in Millard South. Papillion tried to do somewhat of the same thing, but was not quite aggressive enough. And the Warriors were easily able to blow past it. Looks like Papio South's looking to do somewhat of the same thing. DePrima, big light up against Papillion-La Vista last time we saw her. Starts off tonight with the layup up and no good. Papillion-La Vista working around the other way. Solomon take it back out to Hodges, looking for the wing 3, and it's no good. Already a minute and a half away into this one, still no scoring.
Both teams playing excellent defense, since that is the case.
Yeah, Warriors this season averaging 50 points per night. The Titans just 3 under that at 47.6. Rebound, Shanla's going to get it off to DePrima. And another chance for the Warriors. Points off at turnovers have been big for the Warriors this season. Momentum switches have really been the story. Hanna looking to drive in, try to find an open lane. Floater is blocked. As Kuska able to get a hold of that one, would go back the Warriors' way. And Siebler will give up a turnover. Norblade trying to drive in and will force a foul with 5:38 left to go. We'll try to get the first points of her night. Norblade this season shooting 61% from the charity strike, as their first shot is up and good. Especially as we're inching towards district and playoff season. Being able to rely on a lot of players that put through free throws is going to be big, as Clark wants a timeout to start it off in this one. So somewhat of a slow one to start off here tonight. Papillion-La Vista South, first 2 points, unable to get much of anything. But Clark wants a little bit of some time to talk something over. What do you think the Warriors need to work towards here tonight to really, continue their streak?
I mean, really, if you paid attention to those last 2 possessions, it's been the same thing. They've gotten the ball on the high post and they've just thrown it into the Papillion-La Vista path. They're not giving good enough passes. They're not throwing to make their players open. They're just throwing at the player.
Yeah, I mean, when we saw this, somewhat upset originally in the Metro Conference tournament, Stu Popsicle over the Omaha World Herald, was kind of keying to something that, that might have been a mistake of what you wanted to see. So the Warriors, since then, so far this season, have won 6 straight since the Metro Conference tournament, are 10 of 11 since early December. And they'll look to make a big one here tonight. Madeline Siebers worked a little bit all around. She's listed mainly as a forward with her height ability, but Lucy Shanla, able to have her back in the ball game, has been huge. Adriana DePrima looking to kick it out to Siebler. She wants to see an open three. And off the backboard, no good. Titans will bring it back the other way. We'll see Kara Lang. Three, no good. Rebound to go to the Titans. Second shot opportunity from Blankman is good. And Titans, 4-point lead to start it off, and that'll be a turnover. Adeline Siebler, somewhat of a lazy pass in. And Titans looking to make some opportunities off of turnovers. We'll see Norblade, the senior, started off with. This team has been comparatively one of the shorter teams in Class A this season. That's why they struggled against some of the bigger teams. Especially in a player like Lucy Shanla, able to put some pressure, but almost able to get a turnover. It's going to be a jump ball. Who's going to go to? Titans will bring it back up, looking for another opportunity. Hodges, left wing, and kick it off over to Solomon. Solomon over to Hodges, looking for the left wing three, and it's in! Savannah Solomon will put her first 3 points of the night as we see the officials timeout. Saw there might have been some movement from the sideline. And the move Red Shield back up. Another row. Thought there might have been some movement on that sideline from a couple of the fans. But nonetheless, 7-0 here for Papio South. And Westside somewhat struggling to get points on the board. Kaitlyn Hanna, floor general all season, looking to continue here tonight. She'll give it off to Shanla. Shot from about the charity strike is no good. And Warriors still unable to get on the scoreboard. Kaitlyn Hanna, what a move, able to get a block. It goes back the other way. Livy Kraft all by herself looking around, and she'll force a foul. And it'll be Solomon's first of the night. And we'll see Emma Kraus come into the ball game for Kuska. Kraus and Kuska have been working both back and forth so far this season. As someone to the big man in the middle. We've seen a lot, like we said, so much this season. Papillion-La Vista South really hasn't had a solid starting five so far this season, but they've really had a lot of depth in their big moments. Passing to give out to Siebler, and ball go out of bounds off of her. And they'll call it the other way. As you see Lydia Hodges check out of the ball game for Maya Lemp. Norblade working around to Prima, trying to find something back up the top of the key. Kraus looking for the layup, can't get the and one, but will go to the free throw line. And we're just over halfway in this first quarter. The Warriors unable to score anything. It's really been a struggling night on offense. Might be some rust after a week and a half.
I mean, I'm not really going to say it's a lot of rust. I'm just saying that Papillion-La Vista is playing some great defense. Like, as I was saying, during that first time out, they've been limiting those passing lanes. Those passing lanes have been very tough for the Warriors.
Kraus goes 1 of 2 at the line. And Hanna wants to make her own play to start it off with. Almost loses the ball to keep back herself at the right wing. We'll get a screen from Siebler. Stops her feet, going to give it out to Kraft. Kraft has really worked from beyond the arc, going to get out to Prima. Prima looking for the jumper. It'd be no good. Who'll get the rebound to go back the Titans' way. Warriors have really struggled on offensive rebounds so far tonight. A little bit possibly a tip from Hanna. Not able to get too much of a play from Blankman. Hanna looking to drive into the grain. Great move. Won't be able to finish. They go back the other way. Norblade working one-on-one. Layup is up and no good, and that's that intimidation that you see from Shanla. Especially 6'4", don't always know your shot. Fast break the other way. Siebler layup, no good. There's somewhat of a slow first 4 minutes. Last minute and a half or so has been working back and forth, but still a low-scoring ball game. Norblade going to give it out to Solomon as she hits a three. Savannah Solomon. A big play and puts the Titans up 11-0. Crafting it off to Hanna. She's looking at first points of the night. And Kaitlyn Hanna puts a sigh of relief on that one. First points of the night for the Warriors. Norblade trying to work on to Primo. Give it off to Blankman. Corner three, blanks it in. Savannah Solomon, 2 threes. And the Titans keep it within 11. Of course, Solomon averages 9.5 a game. She's had a really solid night so far. Shanla trying to kick it back out. Livy Kraft looking for the three. No good. Rebound will go back the other way. Kraus will force a foul on Shanla. And that's her first of the night. We'll see Cheney Thompson as well as Elaine Wells checking into the ball game. We had talked about this depth of the Warriors. Somewhat lost here tonight is Ruby Sakura and Stella Mingy. Some of their number 6 and number 7 are out tonight. But we see Emma Kraus put 2 in. It's a 13-point lead for the Titans. What a start. Started on an 11-0 run and has put up another 5 points. Hanna trying to give it off. Coaches wanted a travel. But bank shot from Shane Thompson will be no good. Back the other way. And will force a foul as Taylor Mock. And the Titans, just what a quick first quarter we've seen here from them. Warriors really have not been able to get anything going. And then on defense, they're not able to get back in time. First shot from Mock is no good. She's shooting 54% from the charity strike this season. As we see Solomon come out of the ball game for Norblade. 52 seconds left to go here in this first quarter, excuse me. And her second shot's no good. 14-point lead for the Titans. Warriors need something big here. Some kind of momentum to get themselves in the second quarter. Cheney Thompson trying to work on Hodges, trying to drive around, can't find anything. We'll give it off to Siebler. Out of the corner, Livy Kraft, 3, and it's in! 6 points. All of the Warriors have is coming from Livy Kraft. They cut the deficit to 11 as the Titans very likely might look for the last shot to end off this first quarter. Norblade going to work around. Not much movement around the perimeter for the Titans. Norblade might want it herself with 12 seconds left to go. Look for the screen, won't get it. Hodges looking for the three herself, and no good. Rebound, go back the other way. Elaine Wells, 3 seconds left to go. Shane Thompson's got to put something up. Livy Kraft long shot is no good to end it off here in this first quarter. And the Warriors down 11. What a difference in start for the Titans.
I mean, I was going to say it a little bit earlier. We get a little sidetracked, however. But Papillion-La Vista has controlled the tempo of this game the entire first quarter. That entire first quarter, the Warriors were just playing exactly into their hands. They kept throwing the ball away. They kept trying to get the ball into the post too fast. They didn't allow their own offense to get set for a lot of those possessions. Same thing with the defense. Too slow to get back. They weren't set. A couple of those fouls, both by Lucy Shunlau, both of her fouls, excuse me. Those fouls are fouls that should not happen this early into a ball game. One on your own side of the floor, one with a shot she normally blocks, so it's a little more understandable.
Yeah, on both sides. I mean, Lucy Shonla, of course, that one. We haven't seen a lot of good transitions for the Warriors. I mean, both on offense and defense. The Warriors, move it quickly too far down, aren't able really to get set, put up somewhat of an errant shot, and then back the other way. You got Lucy Shonla, you got one, maybe two players back the other way, able to start, somewhat stop a fast break, and many times you're going to see fouls like that. That's why Lucy Shonla, is in comparatively somewhat of foul trouble to start it off here in the second quarter. Of course, she's only got 2, but especially the presence she's had so far this season, especially up against Papillion South last time, it would be a big loss for them. Warriors going to bring it back the other way. Kaitlyn Hanna trying to drive in. Great move. We'll get the floater off the glass. No good. DePrimo will try to start it off. DePrima working around in the lane. She'll look for the corner layup, no good. And two big opportunities for the Warriors to get points, and they can't. Hodges going to give it off back over the top of the key. Out of the corner to Lang. Lang going to give it off to Norblade. She'll look for one off the glass and in. What a shot from Tate Norblade. And Papio South up 13 here early. We talk about Lucy Schonlein, her presence up against these Titans. Last time up against them as she misses one there. 22 points, a career high. And it was a real big struggle for the Titans last time these teams met. Schonlein is going to get another foul, her third of the night. Almost had a block. But Elena Kuska will go to the line, and it's Schonlein's third of the night. Kuska's first shot is up and good. As we see Mia Lang check into the ball game for her sister. Schonlein is out of the ball game once again. Kuska's second shot is good. 15-point lead for the Titans. And this one is getting out of hand early. Savannah Solomon checks into the ball game. She's got 2 threes. Hanna looking to drive in. Warriors need to somewhat slow it down. Open themselves up for good shots. Don't force anything. DePrima looking for the three. Banks it, no good. Ball will go out of bounds. And it'll go to the Titans off of Madeline Siebler.
Warriors need to try to come down with that rebound. There have been a few times when Madeline Siebler especially just slaps the ball instead of trying to get to that.
And we see Kuska come out of the ball game for My Lemp as Savannah Solomon tries to drive in. Almost stepped out of bounds, almost an errant pass. But Taylor Mock able to drive in and lay it home. And another 2 for her. Warriors. Surprise Clark has not had a timeout so far. Needs to find something. Shane Thompson, Livy Kraft. It's only points for them tonight. Siebler, great cut move. And puts up 2 points. Hodges looking to drive in on Siebler. She can get the layup, no good. And they'll call a foul on Siebler on in the reach. Check that, they'll move it back the other way. Ref had that one on Siebler. Instead, they'll put that on Hodges as she'll come out of the ball game. Bia Lang comes back in. Warriors down 15. And they need something big here. Long pass over the head of Siebler. And not, really questioning that pass right there. I mean, it's over her head. You have 2 players, 2 Titans defenders already on her. You easily have an open kick out in the corner to Prima. The Warriors not quite clicking here tonight.
Yeah, and as you said, excuse me for what I said earlier, but it might also be a little bit of that rust.
And no game on Tuesday, over a week. We really haven't seen that a lot so far this season. They just really struggled here tonight. Norblade trying to drive in on Siebler. Layup is no good. Gonna go back the other way. Hanna needs to find something quick. Gonna give it off to Kraft. Warriors working it out the perimeter. And the ball will go out of bounds. Taylor Mock almost trying to make a big play. Elaine Wiles will check into the ball game for Adriana DePrima. And she'll bring the ball back in. Give it off to Hanna. Hanna somewhat struggled here tonight. Hasn't had any points. Kraft has been the main one to watch. She's looking for her third 3. No good. They go back the other way. Inability for turnovers so far has been a big move. Off the glass and in. Savannah Solomon continues her night. She's got 10. Kraft almost gives the ball up. We'll go back the other way. Ball still in bounds. And ball will go off of Solomon. Titans fans want a foul. The Warriors almost gave up another one. Rebounds and turnovers been the big lacking for the Warriors tonight. Hanna still able to find anything. Not a lot of movement from the perimeter for the Warriors tonight. Thompson trying to drive in, trying to find something. And one! Cheney Thompson makes the move. And maybe some momentum as the Warriors look to bring it back within 14. Some shot is no good. Rebound. We'll go to Siebler. She'll look for the layup. It's up and no good. That is a shot you gotta make in those moments. Madeline Siebler, wide open lane. Unable to put it home. Titans will work it back the other way. Solomon gonna give it out to Mia Lang. And she travels. It'll go back to the Warriors. With under just about 4 minutes left to go here in this first half. Warriors desperately need to cut this one down to about 6 or 7. Hanna. Open three opportunity. Too strong. Rebound will go back the other way. And Norblade will try to start something. Solomon going to give out to Lang. Lang going to give it back out to Lemp. Lemp will throw it away. And we'll see Adriana DePrima come back to the ball game for the Warriors. But Coach Davis wants a timeout. 25-10 in favor of the Titans. Warriors looking for momentum to get back in this one. .326 left to go here in this second quarter. Warriors trying to get back down 15. We'll see a foul. Coach wanted to charge. Well, they'll put the foul on Savannah Solomon. It's her second of the night. As we'll see Taylor Mock coming to the ball game for Solomon. Still no shot. Let's go back the other way. Wide open opportunity for Norblake. Can she finish? It's up and good. A big turnover. Warriors working it back the other way. Fast-paced game so far here in this second quarter. Thompson looking for the floater. No good. Rebound. Siebler. She looks for two. And she'll answer back. Both these teams trying to keep their distance for the Titans. Warriors need something big. We'll see Mock drive in, barely puts it home, but keeps the lead at 17. Thompson trying to give it off to DePrima. She can't find anything. Feeder stop, gives it off to Siebler. Siebler trying to drive in, kick it back out to Thompson. Wide open three. And it's no good. Warriors, so many missed opportunities tonight. That's why they're down so many. Lydia Hodges, wide open three. And that's been the story here tonight. Missed opportunities on one end and wide open opportunities on the other. Under 2 minutes left to go here in this first half. Elaine Wells trying to drive in, looking for the floater, and it's no good. Hodges, long pass over to Lang. She'll look for the easy layup, and it's no good. She'll get her own rebound and will force a foul. Mia Lang will get an opportunity here. And Lang's first shot is up and good. We'll see number 30, Lauren Edwards, coming to the ball game, as well as Livy Kraft. Edwards getting her first playing time on varsity here tonight. And his second shot is up and no good. Edwards will get the rebound. Ball go out of bounds. And they'll give it to the Titans. Wells almost had an opportunity to grab it, but the Titans will force a turnover. Long pass inside. Won't be able to get the and one, but Tate Norblade will go to the line.
It's been a very weird game so far. If you'd only watched this game, you'd really have to wonder which team was the number 6 ranked team.
All right, Papillion-La Vista South started off the year ranked, has really struggled after that Metro Holiday tournament. I mean, they lost that first game to ranked 4th and just dropped down from there. They've really been able to flip the script from this last game. I mean, the height was the big difference and the rebounds were the big difference in that last game in the Metro Conference tournament. And transition offense has been the story of this one for the Titans.
And the lack of transition defense really for the Warriors as well.
This really entire transition team in general for the Warriors has just really struggled here tonight. They're going to need something big. Hodges trying to work on Edwards. Great backboard cut, and will force a foul on Livy Kraft, as McKenna Blackman will go to the line as Papio South is into the bonus. And she'll make the first of the 1-and-1. Blankman this season, 71% from the charity strike. And looking to make this lead 20 points. Thompson trying to work back around, trying to find a lane. Give it off to Livy Kraft. DePrima, open three. And out the backboard, no good. Warriors able to get the rebound. Shane Thompson looking back around. Ball will go out of bounds. And it'll be off of Thompson. And 45 seconds left to go here in this first half. The Titans have just dominated in this one. We thought the Warriors might have a chance to make this one back and interesting. It looked a little rusty to start off the game with an 11-0 run from Papio South. And since then, Warriors thought they might have a chance to make some noise, but the Titans have kept their lead. 26 seconds left to go. Hodges. Great move back around, looking on Edwards. Layup up and in. Not much you can do there from Lauren Edwards, but Hodges, what a move back around. 13 seconds left. Warriors might look for the last shot. Thompson trying to drive in. He's going to kick it out. Livy Kraft looking for the three, and no good. 2 seconds left to go. One final shot for Tate Norblade. Will it go? Oh, close one there. But that will end this first half. Westside is really struggling to put anything on the boards as find themselves down 13. Big story for Papillion-La Vista. They've been able to pass the ball around. They haven't found really one player that's really been the star, but if anybody, it's going to be Savannah Solomon.
Yeah, especially as we just saw on the board. She's had 10 points already, followed by number 40, Lydia Hodges, with 8. I apologize.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a big back and forth all around for the Warriors. Really been a struggling night. We're going to get you guys to halftime, and we'll see the Westside dance team.
And we are back to begin the second half. Warriors will start out with the ball. Ziebler in to check it to Hanna. A very tale of two teams as we go into the second half as well. Papillion-La Vista looks to keep up their defensive pressure. Kraft at the top of the key, passes to Hanna. Rejects the screen. Into Schonlau. Schonlau with the mid-range shot. It's an air ball. Hanna is able to get it. Extra pass. That'll be a three. No good.
DePrima's really struggled from beyond the arc tonight.
DePrima with the ball. Schonlau at the top of the key. Help defense comes off the back and is no good.
Schonlau, I mean, it's really not found her rhythm tonight. Of course, especially at that height, you're not able to find as smooth, I guess, have movements that you want to see, especially in the paint. And talking with Clark, that's really what they want her to work with. I mean, she has that size, she has that physicality, be able to get her better movement-wise to get herself really good open shots. Ball will go out of bounds. A turnover off of Kuska. The Warriors down 13, need something to get themselves back in this ball game somewhat respectively. What a first half from Papillion-La Vista South. DePrima trying to drive in, looking for the floater. It'll start off no good. Ziebler out of DePrima. She'll look for her first three tonight. Another one no good. Schonlau, what a move to get off the Ziebler. And 2 points. 6 points on the night for Ziebler, able to start it off. Might have been a ball go out of bounds. And they'll give it back to the Titans. Papio South fans here tonight not quite happy with some of the calls, but Schonlau's height, there's not really much you can do about it. Wasn't really a reach over. I mean, she just had that height advantage there. Solomon going to give it off to Norblade. Titans have really done well with their transition offense tonight. It's been a big reason why they have this lead. Solomon's shot is no good to go back the other way. Hanna over to Kraft. Corner three. And no good. Who'll get it? No foul called. Thought Solomon might have gotten under Schonlau there. The Titans will bring it back the other way. Norblade looking to slow it down, trying to find a screen. She'll walk off the screen. Going to give it off to Lang. Lang trying to drive in on Hanna. Ball going out of bounds. And it'll stay to the Titans.
Papillion-La Vista really just needs to hold the ball at this point. It could potentially be a very boring game from here on out, especially with no shot clock.
Great block from Olivia Kraft. Go back the other way. Momentum trying to seep towards the Warriors. Need a big couple of points here. DePrima from the three, no good. Top of the key, three attempt, no good. She is really struggling from beyond the arc after having a great last week and a half. Hodges blocked, Kuska blocked from Schonlau. Kuska trying to get a backdoor cut to Lang. And they'll call the travel, go back the other way. Thought there might have been a foul on Hanna, but messes up a little bit, goes back the other way. Hanna trying to work on Solomon. There's about 5 minutes left to go here in this third quarter. Hanna trying to find herself around the perimeter. DePrima trying to drive in. Looks up in the lane, off the glass, and in. DePrima, 4 points on the night. Great move, the ball goes out of bounds. A great fake, but Taylor Mock ends up becoming a mistake going out of bounds. And a strong start to the second half for the Warriors. Down 19 when we come back on WTV Live.
We're back here live. Warriors trying to come back in this one.
It's had a strong second half so far. Put themselves a 4-3 run, but DePrima throws it out of bounds. We'll see Emma Krause check into the ball game for Cuska. Very experienced team here for the Titans. All starters tonight except Savannah Solomon was an upperclassman. Hanna will look for a fast break. We'll slow it down. Try to find the screen from Siebler. She'll look for around the lane. Livy Kraft working around the perimeter. Warriors need to work quick. DePrima, great move around the corner. It's going to get blocked. What a move by Huska. Or excuse me, Krause. And able to get a block. Krause looking for the three herself. Emma Krause checks back into the ball game and makes a big impact from a block to a three. And they are up 22. Shanla trying to work it around, get up to Siebler. She looked for the screen from Shanla, trying to work it back in. Layup up and no good. Rebound, go back the other way. Norblade, give it out to Solomon. Corner, working in from Mock, and he cut it out. Krause almost made some big noise here for the Titan fans. Unable to put that one home. Hanna can't find anything, and he got out to Siebler. Siebler, three. Air ball, no good. And we'll see Cheney Thompson coming to the ball game for Adriana DePrima, as well as we'll see McKenna Blankman come in for Solomon. Papio South able to keep their distance here early in the second half after we thought Westside might be able to make a big move. Krause, step back, will want the three, going to give out to Norblade. Norblade working on Thompson. Layup, won't get the and one. And she'll go 2 shots. Second shot from Norblade is up and good. And they're up 22. Thompson trying to work it around. Give it off to Siebler. Warriors down 24. And they'll see a foul. That one will go on McKenna Blankman. They're not happy with that one. But it'll be Papio South's first foul of the second half. Siebler will force another foul. They don't want the travel. And they'll put it on Emma Krause. So with 2:31 left to go here in this third quarter, Warriors down to 24. Have not come back from an upset like this so far this season. And we'll see another foul. They'll put it on McKenna Blankman. Be 3 straight fouls for the Titans. Warriors trying to find some opportunity from it. Long pass can go out to Thompson. Thompson so far this season hasn't really played much in the top 5, but Livy Kraft's 3 is no good. We see Jane Thompson so far this season. Started off on JV, played some varsity last season as a sophomore, but this year has gotten some more playing time at the varsity level. Of course, a big story tonight. Ruby Sakura, Stella Mingy, and Brie Bell all out after COVID exposure, and the Warriors have really lost some depth. Titans doing a smart job just trying to work around clock, especially up 24. It's going to take something huge for the Warriors to even just get back in this one. Norblade trying to make a move on Siebler. She'll give it out to Lang. Excuse me, Blankman. Over to Lang, over to Kraus. She'll look to drive in on Shanla. And we'll get a block, second chance. Rebound, still on the floor. Give it off to Hodges. McKenna Blankman will try to drive in, get off to Kraus. Kraus at the block. And he'll give it back out. And the Titans will slow it down once again with a minute left to go. Kraus gonna give it off. Norblade trying to give it back. Hodges just trying to work it around. Papillion-La Vista just slowing it down. Might be able to wind out this clock to the end of the third quarter. Norblade trying to drive and look for the layup, and we'll get the foul. What a possession for the Titans right there, doing exactly what they needed to do. Run out the clock, get this one closer and closer to over, especially when we saw Westside might have a little opportunity for some momentum.
I mean, that last possession from the Titans was about a minute and a half to 2 minutes. In a game where you're up by this much against a team that is very good, that is exactly what you want to do as a coach, as players.
We'll see the second shot coming from Norblade, and she puts it up and home. A 25-point lead for Papio South. And this is a very different story than what we thought we were going to see in the first quarter. Of course, Titans started off an 11-0 run, and since then have just kept their lead. Thompson trying to drive and looking for the layup. It's up and good. And Thompson with her second set of points of the night. Solomon, 10 seconds left to go here in this third quarter. Might be able to find one shot. Sullivan, layup, no good. 3 seconds left to go. Thompson might be able to find something up to Kraft. She can get a final shot off, and it's no good. End of the third quarter here at Westside. Warriors still struggling to find a balance. Down 23 as we head to the final 8 minutes when we come back on Westside Wired. Back here in the fourth quarter at Westside High School, Warriors really struggling to find their rhythm. Down at 23 up against a team they beat just a couple weeks ago. And Solomon has had herself a night, 12 points coming off from a starter. Didn't start last week on Tuesday up against Gretna, excuse me. But it started here tonight, and we talked about this depth change for these two teams. The Warriors really showed off the season that they had a lot of depth. Of course, Ruby Sakura, Stella Mingy, as well as Bree Bell, unable to play tonight due to COVID reserve. But Papio South has worked around a lot of girls here tonight. Layup from Shanla, able to put one home. And Westside's going to work the press. Long pass over to Lydia Hodges. We talked about this. 9 players for the Titans so far this season have played in every single one of their games, while the Warriors have really seen a strong starting 5 with the number 6 and 7. That's been about it. Ball will go out of bounds, stay to the Warriors. 7:02 left to go in this one, down 21. And we saw it a struggle from the beginning. Kaitlyn Hanna, of course, has been the floor general so far for this team this season. Been the most experienced on this varsity team. DePrima looking for a 3, and it's home. Adriana DePrima, first 3 of the night for her. And they'll work it back around. They'll call a foul. We thought we might have saw Solomon set out of bounds, but they'll put the foul on DePrima with a push. We'll see Carla Lang, unable to get that one right tonight. Not sure why. Check into the ball game for Norblade, as well as Maya Lemp checking in. Up 18. Titans just need to continue to slow it down. Warriors need to find some turnovers. Might be a 5-second call, just able to get it off. Great pass and a block from Lucy Shunla. Second chance from Kraus, no good. And it'll go back the other way. Fans lining up here tonight. Shunla looking to drive in, gives up the ball, go back the other way. Mock with the drive, ball going to bounds, stay back in. Unsure on no foul there, but Mock will bring it back up. Will call a foul. Looks like they'll give it on Kraft. They'll put that one actually on DePrima. Looks like she might have been actually off the ball. The Titans will keep possession. We'll see Coach Garrick take a timeout with just under 6 minutes left to go. Titans holding on to a consistent lead in this one. Back here, Titans looking to keep their lead. Been able to keep possession most of this one. Warriors need to find turnovers. Norblade going to give it off to Lemp. Lemp trying to drive it on Siebler. I'll go back off. Norblade, somewhat like Kaitlyn Hanna this season, has really been the floor general for these Titans so far this season. Of course, they passed it around a lot. Solomon's seen some time. Norblade, as a senior, has really been the leadership role for this team. Solomon trying to drive in on Hanna, and she'll force a foul. The Westside's 5th foul of the second half. Still 2 away from the bonus for the Titans.
Warriors showing a little bit of life, a little too late in this game as it stands, really.
And they've been able to have some momentum swings, but really just finishing at the net has been a big struggle. They've seen a lot of open opportunities, and they'll call the travel on Norblade. Norblade wanted a foul on Shanla. But a turnover for the Titans, and Westside surely can't miss a shot left in this one.
They definitely have the potential to do that, not miss a shot. They have to get those open threes. Give it to Livy Kraft.
What a move, as you call it, Livy Kraft. What a 3. And makes this one within 15. Let's check that. I believe that's going to be a 12-point game, but that'd be her 9th point of the night. 2 threes earlier. As we're about 5 minutes left to go in this one, Warriors trying to make it interesting. Clark able to call a timeout there. What do you think is the momentum swing in that one? Do you think it's to be able to get his girls a little bit stiffened up for these last 5 minutes, or what do you want to think? What do you think is the call there for the timeout?
I mean, I personally, if I was Clark, I would just tell him to keep playing hard. That's the obvious answer. Of course, you're down by so much. You need to really just get stops. You need to just clamp down on that defensive end. If you give up a foul, so what? Move on to the next play.
Yeah, speaking of that foul score, Shanla with 3, Siebler with 2, Hanna with 1. But Shanla has been the big moneymaker for the Warriors up against these Titans these last 2 games, especially defensively. Norblade trying to drive in, and she'll force a foul. Probably not one of the smartest moves from behind from Siebler. And they'll put it on Shanla. Shanla looks like she was set. Siebler came from behind and gave a little slap on the wrist. But Norblade will get 2 shots, and her first one's up and good. Of course, Warriors with 6 fouls. 1 away from putting the Titans into the bonus. 17-point lead for Papio South. And Westside's going to need a miracle to get themselves even within distance. Shanla double team. We can kick it out to Siebler. Siebler over to Kraft. Corner 3. And no good. Hanna looking for the rebound. She'll put it up. And they'll call a travel on her. Jumped up with the ball. Came back down. It's a miscommunication there from the Warriors. They're going to work the full court press. Siebler looking to work around, trying to find something. Go back the other way. Long pass over to Hodges. Give it off to Norblade. Norblade over to Kuska. And she won't be able to put anything home. Hanna needs some big points. Hanna, you kick it out to Jade Thompson. Long 3, and it's in! Jade Thompson puts 3 home. Clark, they'll call a timeout from Clark. Didn't seem like he might have wanted it there, especially after a momentum swing. But some odd moves from Clark here. 2 big threes, and he calls a timeout right after it.
I mean, I really just think it's because of the press. Both times that the Warriors have scored, Papillion-La Vista has been able to break it so easily. I think redrawing a different type of press, maybe attempting to get them into a different attempting to get Papillion-La Vista a little bit more uncomfortable than they were.
Now, we saw that a little bit tonight. Of course, Papio South started with the press lightly to start off that game. Of course, the big team that's worked the press all season has worked it well is Millard South. We saw them in the Metro Conference semifinals, Metro Conference Championship as well. They've worked it well all season. They're a really aggressive team, and I think that's what Clark really wants out of these Warriors. They're a really inexperienced team. Both the boys and girls really are. A lot of underclassmen, a lot of juniors trying to find leadership. I think being aggressive in big moments like this, especially down 14 with 4 minutes left to go, the Warriors are nowhere near out of it, but they need some big moves to get themselves truly back in the ball game considerably. So the Warriors, of course, will work the full court press. Papillion-La Vista only has 1 player past the half-court line. They'll work it back the other way. Ball will go to Siebler. She'll try to keep it in. Ball still on the floor. Titans will bring it back up. Long pass will go to bounds. Who's it off? It'll go off of Hanna. Livy Kraft unhappy with that one. The Titans able to keep the ball. A little bit of set movement, trying to find what they can do. They'll give it back to the other way. Hanna looking to work on Solomon. Norblade will try to work some time. We're going to give it off. Solomon, wide open shot, and it's in. Great jumper from the corner and puts the lead back up to 16. Hanna stops her footing, and you have Thompson wide open 3, no good. Shanla almost able to get the rebound, pokes it back out. Will go to Siebler, unable to find anything. Hanna looking for the corner 3, long one, no good. The story of tonight for the Warriors, so many missed opportunities. Hanna, a big example right there. Shanla able to get the rebound, and they'll call a jump ball. Possession arrow will go to Westside. 3:17 left to go. Both teams with 2 timeouts. Excuse me. We'll play that 4 and 3. Hanna going to give it off to Kraft. She'll look for the top of the key. 3, and it's in! Livy Kraft. 4 threes on the night, and she's got 12 points. Norblade and the Titans looking to slow it down, still up 13. Solomon. These Titans have worked well, of course, in transition tonight. A little slower. Call a foul, and they'll put it on Kraft. It'll be Westside's 7th. And that'll put the Titans into the bonus.
Warriors finally just showing a little bit of that effort that's put them in this position on the flip side. I apologize. On the flip side of this position many times before earlier this season.
First shot is up and no good. Rebound was going to the Titans, go back the other way. Thompson can't find anything in the corner. Great defense from Solomon. She'll give it off to Shanla. She tries to drive in. Off the back and in. And it's back to 11-point game. Closest the Warriors have been since that first quarter, actually 11-0 run. We'll go back the other way looking for a turnover. Ball's on the floor. Who's going to go to? They'll call a jump ball. Possession arrow gonna go to the Titans with 2:05 left. Both coaches looking to turn on their teams. And a big switch up and the offense for the Titans. Solomon will start it off. Warriors need to find something. Solomon trying to drive in. Be tipped and will go out of bounds. As we'll see Taylor Mock, who had a big back and forth play just about early in that third quarter, able to get a block and a 3 and a great pass over to Lydia Hodges, and it leads back to 13. Hanna stopped her feet once again to get off to Siebler. Siebler has struggled points-wise these last few nights, and to give it out to Shanla. Shanla puts to home and will call a timeout from Clark. 1:36 left to go. 11-point lead for the Titans, and the Warriors slowly inching back, but not a lot of time left to go.
Yeah, especially at the start of this quarter, it was about a 25-point lead, shrunk down to 11. As you said earlier, this is the biggest lead, the smallest lead that the Warriors have had to face.
Yeah, of course, since that 11-0 lead to start off the game for Papio South, the closest the Warriors have gotten are within 8 after that point. But here, an 11-point deficit. Westside trying to look at how they're going to work up some plays. And Coach Clark has been known for these big movements, of course, in the state tournament multiple times, especially in 2018, seeing that, solid team headed by Quinn Weideman and Ella Wedegren that season. And Clark's been known to find up some plays to make some big moves late in the fourth quarter. Shanla will come into the thought we had her coming in. Shanla will sit on defense to start it off with, as we see Siebler, Hanna, Kraft, DePrima, and Thompson. Long pass. Gonna go off to Mock. She loses the ball and will go out of bounds off of Hanna. Mock will start it off with. Shot no good. Go back the other way. Coach Greach is hot on that Papio South sideline. Long pass over to Kraft in the corner. Open 3 and no good. Rebound. We'll go back the other way as we inch towards a minute and 15 left to go. Solomon will call a foul on Siebler. And that will put Papio South to the line. Solomon so far this season, 60% from the charity strike. Third best on her team. We'll see Lang check into the ball game. And Solomon will look for 2 shots. Up 11. First shot of the 1-on-1 is no good, but rebound will go to the Titans. What a play by Tate Odvody. And some more time able to get wasted here. Westside might need to look to foul. Try to get there. And with 58 left to go, they'll call it travel to go back the other way. Warriors just looking to foul, force some shots, but they'll go back the other way. But of course, about 14 seconds, wasted from that clock from the missed free throw. Under a minute left to go. Down 11, need to find something. Shanla, top of the key, give it out to DePrima. DePrima looking to drive in. She'll look for the layup and will get blocked. Great play from Kuska. With 45 left to go, we'll see Cheney Thompson check in. Siebler will check out. Hanna will give it out to Shanla to start it off with. Over to DePrima. DePrima to the corner to Hanna. She'll look to drive in. Needs some big points. And it's in. Little bit of a floater layup there. No press from the Warriors. They'll try to work it here. 30 seconds left to go. Long throw. Over. And a block. Oh, they'll call the foul. Defense broke down from the Warriors. Kuska had a wide open lane. But from the backside, Shanla got the block, but will be forced with a foul. That will be her 4th of the night. Check that, that'll be her 5th. She's out of the ball game. Believe we call that we have that 4 up here. We'll see what they want to call it, maybe on defense. First shot is no good from Kuska, but she'll look for a second shot. Papillion South, 1 Warrior foul away from putting themselves in the double bonus. Up 9. This would make it 4 scores. And no good. Go back the other way. Warriors with some life. Need to pick up the pace here. Hanna working it down. Kick it out, possibly in the corner to Hanna. Hanna looking for a 3. And no good. Rebound will go to Thompson. She's got to find something. Looking to drive in, looking for the layup, and it's no good. It'll go back the other way. And that will finish it up. Papillion-La Vista South able to take this one home after a scary 4th quarter from the Titans. The Westside has their 6-game winning streak broken. And the Warriors will move on to 12-4 on this season. What a great night of basketball. End of the first game there. We'll get back to the second game of action as the number 6 Westside Warriors, the boys, go up against the number 9 Papillion-La Vista South Titans when we come back. And we're back here at Westside High School, just about 9 minutes away from tip. We're going to give you guys the Dunkin Trivia Question of the night. Elkhorn South transfer Tate Odvody. We'll have more on him in a little bit. Has taken over much of the season as Westside's leading scorer. Who before Odvody was Westside's last sophomore transfer, and where did he transfer from? Hashtag Dunkin Trivia on Twitter with your answer. First correct answer will get a $10 gift card to Dunkin Donuts. Put your answers out there. Get yourself a very good chance at this one. So we're looking at the boys that started off here tonight, and we saw Westside last week on CPTV, a struggling one for them. Westside loses 62-39 to their rivals Creighton Prep, and that one just a really struggling night on offense after a really good one in the Metro Conference tournament.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward for Westside, especially going up against the rivals, as you said, playing such a good game in one day. I apologize, and then the next just getting absolutely crushed, to say the least.
Yeah, and we talk about that. I mean, so much with this team is just a very immature team. I mean, you're led by mostly sophomores, juniors, and a couple of freshmen here. You really haven't seen a lot of senior leadership. And talking with Simons, I mean, this is just a big example of it, especially going into the next night up against Omaha Northwest. 97 points in that one up against Omaha Northwest, a 97-57 win. It is the biggest flip in points in Westside history. A 48-point difference between those two, or excuse me, a 58-point difference between those two games, and Westside just what a difference you want to see there. 3 points away from the school record in points for a game for the Warriors. But that switch in action is just so much different, and it just really shows how much potential this team has. But when they don't play to it, it's going to be a rough night.
And especially with such a big height difference, that's also going to play a huge factor as well. Prep with some very tall players, Westside, with the tallest player being Logan Wilson at 6'6", next tallest Tate Odvody at 6'4". Don't really have a lot of big men, to say the least. Yeah,
news on Tate Odvody. Tate's going to be out tonight. He possibly might play in the later matchups. Talking with Simon, don't know if he's quite going to suit up. They're going to make that at tip-off. But the Warriors looking to try to switch it up. As we look towards the standings here in Class A, of course, Millard North, number 1 and number 2, going down right now. Number 2, Bell West, trying to take away Millard North's perfect season so far. Of course, Creighton Prep at the number 3, able to take down these Titans last night. The number 4, Omaha Central. Number 5, Lincoln Pius is somewhat stuck in there amongst the Heartland Conference teams. But of course, Westside able to jump up 2 spots last week to the number 6 spot after that big win up against Papillion-La Vista. So, of course, speaking of Papillion-La Vista, at number 7, Millard West at number 8. Of course, these Titans here at number 9 have dropped down to an 8-8 record after a really solid start to put off the season. Then Lincoln North Star at number 10. And really so far this season, I mean, Papio South started off so strong up against some of the even top teams in the state. They barely lost to Omaha Central in an overtime matchup. And many people thought, okay, Papio South might be, someone that's going to be in there. But after that, they have just dropped down a ton in these games. They have lost since that game, since the Metro Conference tournament, they lost 8 games straight. 5 out of 7 of their last 7, and lost to Creighton Prep last night. But Papio South looking to switch it up somewhat to their favorite here tonight. We're about 4.5 left to go until we get to tip. And when we come back, we're going to get you guys the players to watch tonight, and then your starting lineups for the Warriors and for the Titans. So getting you guys set up for pregame here. Just about 3 minutes left to go up until tip. Top 10 matchup. Once again, these two teams looking to put something together. Of course, Papillion-La Vista 0-7 up against top 10 teams this season. 8-8 on the year. And looking at our players to watch tonight, the height difference is going to be the main issue with our guy, Daenerys Dempsey for Papillion-La Vista South. Averages 2.9, just under 3 blocks a game. Averaging their 7.4 rebounds and 14.6 on each night. And that's a big difference than what we're going to see in our other player of the game, player to watch tonight in Logan Wilson. Wilson getting his second start of the season with Tate Odvody out tonight with the heel injury. And he'll have a tough task so far this season at a height of 6'6", 1.1 blocks per game, another 2.8 rebounds, and a 52% field goal percentage. So he's done what's needed in the games that he's had. But talking with Simon so far this season, he wants Wilson to become more physical. He's somewhat of a skinnier guy at 6'6", but especially in the paint, going up against some of the highest teams, some of the tallest teams, in the state. They really need him to be more physical in the paint. They needed them to make some big turnovers and get themselves good opportunities to give his other playmakers, such as Chandler Meeks and Reggie Thomas, some transition points at the other end.
Especially staying on that high block that Westside occasionally goes to, being able to get that ball, get a good pass, kick it out to an open man. That's going to be very important going forward.
So looking at the starting five for the Warriors tonight at the point guard position, we're going to see Chandler Meeks at the other shooting guard positions. We're going to see Payson Gillespie as well as Caleb Benning. At the 4 positions tonight, we're going to see Reggie Thomas and Logan Wilson. Of course, these two teams somewhat evenly matched up, but the big story so far this season has been their three-point ability. For the Titans tonight, their starting lineup, we're going to see a 5'8" senior in Tyler Kolb at the point guard position. At the shooting guard, we're going to see Jordan Beckenauer. At the other shooting guard position, we're going to see Dana Brocale. At the power forward positions tonight, we're going to see Garrett Cassout and Daenerys Dempsey. These two teams looking to battle it out. And we'll get you guys set up for this one here tonight as the Warriors take on the Titans.
For actions directed to the officials, students, athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated in our grounds floor rule from the facility. Thank you for your cooperation and good luck to both teams. It's time to meet the starting lineups here on 90s night. We'll start with the Papillion-La Vista South Titans. Starting at guard, 5'8" senior number 3, Tyler Kolb. At guard, 6'6" senior number 20, Josiah Papillion. At guard, 6'5", junior number 23, Daniel Brocale. At forward, 6'7", senior number 25, Grant Cassout. At forward, 6'6", senior number 30, Daenerys Dempsey. The captain coached by head coach Joel Beecher. Assisted by Joseph Dewey, Jim Simpson, Rick Howard, Ian Buckley, Stacey Brown, and Josiah Sakusa. Assisted by Bush Linka, Dylan Travis, Ted Donlinger, Derek Porter, Bob Sullivan, and Rick Berkshire with 1 out. The officials for tonight's contest are Kevin Marr, TJ Butler, and Brandon Hinsbach. This is the neutral tonight is the American Seminole. As 14, followed by Nathan Wilson, rules of the game. Now 2 sports and
And we're ready from tip here. Logan Wilson and Denair Dempsey to start it off in this Friday night top 10 matchup. Warriors looking to continue some of their winning ways. Papillion-La Vista looking to get off a skid. Colt will start it off working on betting as this game gets underway. Papio South so far this season averaging just under 64 points a game. And we'll see a double dribble and a turnover to go the other way. Warriors have been known for pushing it early in that first quarter. It really comes down to those second and third quarters that make up the big moments in many of their games. Meeks, give it out to Logan Wilson, over to Thomas. Thomas trying to drive in, going to try to work it back out. Warriors, both these teams have really been big perimeter offenses and big three-point teams. Wilson looking to drive in, he'll kick it out to Meeks. Meeks, hard to the rim and one! Chandler Meeks opens the night up with a bang and starts off 2 points. We've talked about Meeks so much this season. The leadership he has brought to this team as a junior, a 3-time varsity player, and a 3-point play to start it off is big. Meeks starts it off here. Warriors have not been seeing a lot of press so far this season, but we'll find it there, and it'll go out of bounds. Long pass, and Papio South looked like it was Brocale and Gassout mixing it up there, and 2 turnovers for the Titans. Meeks will give out to Thomas to start off this possession. Almost a mess up there. Wilson give it off to Meeks. Meeks looking to drive in, open lane, open up layup, and good! Chandler Meeks, 5 points, and a great start. Papio South looking to slow it down. Brocale averaging 16 and a half so far this season. Him and Denair Dempsey have been big, and a turnover. Brocale loses control. A great push off from Meeks, able to get that ball out of his hands and throw it back off him. And Meeks, we're only a minute and a half in, and what a movement he has had. Thomas looking to drive in. Warriors might want to slow it down, but so far this season it's really come down to their transition offense. Caleb Benning with the 3, and the freshman makes a big impact early. Cole trying to drive in on Benning, ain't able to find anything. Gonna give it off to Brocale. Over the middle of the Dempsey, ball on the floor, let's go back the other way. Momentum working well for the Warriors so far. Wide open 3 from Meeks, and no good. I might have jumped out of my chair if he made that one. That was a great momentum swing, and we go back the other way for the Titans, trying to find something. Brocale looking for the jumper, and gets his first points of the night. 2 big top 10 matchups in Class A tonight. Millard North going up against Bell West at the Sting. And then Westside and Papio South here. What an amazing move from Thomas. Ain't able to find the finish. Long throw to Dempsey. Can he keep it in bounds? He will. Culp doesn't want the wide open layup. Will give it off. And poor decision making from Tyler Culp. He had a wide open opportunity, and he gives it off to a guy that's already guarded. Meeks looking to drive in. No good. Go back the other way. It'll be a 5-on-4 unless Meeks can work it back. Dempsey almost loses the ball again on the floor. Then go back the other way, and another turnover for the Warriors. 5 forced turnovers from Westside. Already in 3 minutes in, and they're up 8-2. Benning working around the corner, getting off to Payson Gillespie. Unable to get it firm control. He'll look to drive in. Great move, and he'll force a foul. We'll see Benning at the line. Excuse me, Gillespie at the line. So far this season, hitting 89% of his free throw opportunities. With a big guy missing tonight, free throw wise, is Tate Odvody. 100% on this season, 26 for 26, and his free throws just look like a thing of beauty. So a 7-point lead for the Warriors. Papio South, like they have so much these last couple of weeks, have started out rusty. Denier Dempsey has not had the ball a lot so far tonight as Titans will work around the perimeter. Gets out, looking in, step back, no good. Warriors will get another opportunity. Benning, long pass over to Gillespie. Wilson, Caleb Benning, wide open, three, no good. Wide open opportunity for Benning, and defensively, Papio South just not been able to get set so far. Over the head pass, great backdoor cut, and it'll go in. And there, Dempsey able to get his first 2 points of the night. Benning over to Thompson. Not a lot of fans happy with that last call, no and one. Warriors still trying to work it around with under 4 left to go. Meeks trying to drive in. Step back jumper, it's no good. Rebound, we'll go back the other way. As Brokale will try to work on Meeks. And a block. Logan Wilson shows off his height. And the ball will stay to the Titans. That's exactly what this Warriors team need. Logan Wilson to show off his height and show off his physicality. And he puts a great move on that one.
They don't really need him to score the ball that much. They have plenty of players that are able to do that well. He just needs to get out there and be a threat. And that is exactly what you need a young power forward to do.
Hoosier calls a timeout for the Titans. Warriors up 9-4. And of course, this one only a 2-score ball game, but Westside has held the momentum throughout.
Yeah, exactly. Especially through those turnovers at the beginning of the game for Papio South. Being able to get up to the court fast, get Papio South just that little bit more tired that'll go into the rest of the game. That's very important at this stage right now.
So Westside going back into this one, trying to get themselves truly on a good foot, heading closer to districts. We're just about 3.5 weeks from districts, and the Warriors will likely host their first game. It's really up to discretion if they host their second. But Papio South, as we mentioned so much, have been on a huge skid these last about month and a half. Long pass, almost a turnover, and miscommunication out of the timeout is not what you want. Brokale trying to work on Benning, can't find anything, and we'll give it off to Berger. Berger steps into the ball game, averages 1.7 tonight, and he'll give it off to Casau. He's not able to find anything. Gillespie, wide open three, and it's in! Payson Gillespie having a solid night, and the Warriors are up 8, and they go almost a turnover. Berger able to keep himself, and he able to Casau for 3, and swishes it home with an answer. We talk about the fast-paced games we see so much on this court, especially here at Westside. Caleb Benning, great move, layup, and it's blocked. Logan Wilson tries to get the rebound. The ball will go back the other way to Brokale. But we talk about so much of this court overall and how it leads to so many fast transition offensive teams, and the Warriors have been known for that. There'll be a turnover to go back the other way for the Warriors. And we'll see C.J. Mitchell, as well as Dominic Rizak, step into the ball game. Meeks unable to find a lane. He's trying to work around. Little spin move, trying to kick it back out. Over to Dominic Rizak. He'll look for the layup, and it's blocked. Rebound. Who's it for? Looks like Meeks had it. Possession arrow will go to the Warriors. Simons wants a shooter play to work around. We'll see Mitchell at the left wing. Dominic Rizak to check it in. He'll get off to Gillespie. Won't want the three. He'll give it out to Mitchell. Warriors still been working very quick in this one. And we're really talking about the depth as Gillespie pulls up from three, and it's no good. We're talking about these Warriors' depth. Somewhat of a difference from the girls so far this season. The Warriors just really have depth all around. They have 9 guys able to get 10-plus minutes per night, as a three-pointer from Casal is no good, and CJ Mitchell will put it back the other way. But the big thing, Meeks is blocked by Casal. But the big thing for these Warriors is really just their freshman presence. You see so many guys, multiple guys have come up. Kevin Stubblefield is able to come up. I mean, CJ Mitchell and Caleb Benning have been staples as a part of this offense. Well, this young core has been so big, especially as the senior class hasn't had as much playing time as you would have thought.
Yeah, especially coming off such a weird transition year, so to speak, with the Jaden Booth era gone now. Booth, that really big scorer, that one player that you could always count on. In this team now, you have so many different players that you're able just to rely to just get a bucket.
Great pass over to Berger, and he lays it up and in. And it's back to a one-score ball game. CJ Mitchell working around to Rizak. Warriors, we've seen a lot of this working around the top of the key a lot so far these last 2 seasons. We saw it a lot last season, especially in big moments up against fast teams. Dominic Rizak looking for a three, no good. So with just about a minute left to go here in this first quarter, Papio South will make it within 1 point with a Denair Dempsey layup up and in. After a really strong momentum start for the Warriors, Papio South has made this a 1-point ball game. Davis, top of the key, three, falls back and in. Charlie Davis, first points of the night as we're under 30 seconds left to go. Jumper short from Dempsey. Reggie looking to bring it back up. He'll look to drive in, layup up and good. Fast pace back and forth. This one's a ball game. Under 20 seconds left to go. Denair Dempsey got the mismatch up against Thomas, and he'll give it off. Out to the corner to Mackling. Over to Casal. 7 seconds left to go. Dempsey has the opportunity. Will give it off. Long three, and it's no good. Especially with 10 seconds left to go, you got to find a better play. Set up a better play than what the Titans were able to do right there. But a really strong start in the first quarter for the Warriors. Papio South able to bring it back to making it respectable. But Westside holds a 6-point lead heading into the second quarter. And what do the Warriors need to continue to do, Cade?
I mean, really, there's not much you could say about how they're playing right now. They're playing almost perfectly. Those three-point shots, a little hit and miss. That's always been the case with these Warriors, however. So just being able to continuously just play hard defense, be able to get those blocks when needed, be able to get open, even if you don't make that three-pointer, being that threat, that's very important.
Even some misses so far tonight have been wide open for the Warriors. Papillion-La Vista South on defense has really struggled to find their footing. We've seen a lot of miscommunication, a lot of mismatches where you don't want them, especially even up against a comparatively shorter team. We've seen way too many mismatches on the offensive side of the ball for the Warriors. But Westside up 6 going into the second quarter, looking to continue somewhat of some strength. And with this top 10 so far this season, I mean, you see those top 2 teams in Bell West and Millard North, and there's really not many people that can say, making even a game up against them. Though that top 3, top 4, top 5 has been consistent all season. But this 6 through about 10, 11, 12 has been eerie back and forth, and it's led to some great ball games. We'll see Mackling started off for Papillion-La Vista South. He'll lose it. CJ Mitchell will try to throw it back in, but he can't. Berger looking out for the layup, no good. Rebound will stay to Brokale. And there'll be a foul on the floor. and it'll be Westside's second of the first half. Oh, go back the other way. Charlie Davis able to get a steal. Looking for the layup and one. Charlie Davis. What a play. Able to get the steal. And then looking for the three-point play. So a 9-point lead for the Warriors headed here in the second quarter. Berger trying to work around the perimeter for the Titans. They give it out to Dempsey. Trying to work on a double team. Long pass, almost went out. Somehow no foul. The other might have been one on Brokale. Berger gonna give it out to Casal. Open three, top of the key. Back iron, no good. Chandler Meeks with the rebound. Logan Wilson surprisingly starting out the top of the key, maybe an unfamiliar place. Gonna give it out to CJ Mitchell. Mitchell trying to drive in, can't find anything, and they'll give him a travel. Couldn't stop his footing. That's really been some of CJ Mitchell's, I wouldn't say issue so far this season, but just kind of something he needs to grow into more or less. I mean, he's such a fast guy. He's able to work around the baseline so well, but sometimes his feet can get out from under him in some big moments. Of course, only a freshman. He's got so much room to grow. And overall, I mean, the future looks very bright for this Westside team. Brokale from three, no good. And they'll call a foul. Looks like that'll be on Casal. A little bit of a push-off trying to get that rebound. And it'll be Casal's first of the night. Still up 9. Slowing it down to a point. Mitchell giving off to Meeks over the corner to Benning. Working her well around the perimeter. Warriors can't find anything. Papio South working in a 3-2-3 zone. And they'll give it out to Davis. Of course, no shot clock in high school basketball. There's been something debated for a long time with these schools. Allows for a lot of long possessions. Meeks trying to drive in. Over to Caleb Benning in the corner. This defense holding out for the Titans. Mitchell looking for the three from the wing. No good. Go back the other way. We saw a little bit of that 2-3 zone from Lincoln Southeast early this season and a little bit from Omaha Bryan, but it's had mixed results on defense up against the Warriors. Denier Dempsey trying to work on Logan Wilson, and a great move. Not much you can do from Logan Wilson, just too many pump fakes. Warriors trying to work it around quick. Have done well so far this season. Went up late in the second quarter. The second quarter has really been either their upside or their downfall. Midland North is a big game to talk about that. Up by 7 at one point early in the second quarter up against one of the top teams in the country. That second quarter was a big miss. Of course, up against a team like Prep. Both their last two outings really struggled in that second quarter. Papio South looking to try to get themselves back into this ball game. Westside still working their 4 out of their starting 5. Culp, and they give it off to Brokale. Beckenauer trying to work on Benning. Can't find anything. Step back three, and it's no good. Layup from Dempsey. What a play. Jumps up and puts it through. It's back to a 2-score ball game.
If I'm Westside right here, I'd stay at the top of the key, keep passing it around. If Papillion-La Vista is not going to come out like they have not been, just keep the ball outside.
Last 2 possessions, this 2-3 zones worked well for Papio South, but Meeks able to put another 2 home as he's got 7. Almost forces a turnover, but Titans able to keep it alive. Dempsey, Warriors looking for a backside out from Benning, and they'll get it. Cressau, open 3 and in. Graham Kasut puts it back to a 4-point ball game, The Warriors looking to slow it down, especially after a quick first quarter. Charlie Davis, second 3 attempt, no good. Benning will get able to get the rebound. Over to Thomas. He looks to get the rebound himself. Ball will go out of bounds.
Playing in against zone defenses, that quick 3, even though they are the Warriors, even though they're very capable of making that shot, especially Charlie Davis, that shot is not a good shot. It was the right decision for Simons to pull him.
So we'll see both Dole come into the ball game for Papillion-La Vista South. It's a turnover. Long pass goes errant. Beckenauer unable to control it. And another turnover goes Westside's way. Under 3.5 left to go. Meeks out to Payson Gillespie looking for a 3, and it's in! Payson Gillespie with another 3. The Warriors back up 7. Dole, wide open 3, no good. And that's been a big thing for the Papillion-La Vista South so far this season. They've really relied from beyond the arc, but when given a lot of open opportunities, they haven't been able to do well. Cole gonna give it up to Beckenauer. Beckenauer trying to work on Meeks. 3 guys on. We get out to Dempsey. Dempsey and Wilson. This is a matchup we've been talking about all night. Dempsey pump fake, and he puts it through. Meeks, give it out to Gillespie. Meeks back again. Over to Benning. Doesn't want the 3, give it back to Meeks. They'll look to slow it down with under 2:20 left to go here in this first half. Warriors have had the momentum much of this one. Over to Thomas for 3, and no good. Dempsey will get the rebound. Warriors have not trailed in this one. Papio South only down 2 scores as we find the first foul of the night on Wilson.
Wilson's been doing an excellent job on defense when matched up with Dempsey. First foul allowed for him. That's very impressive considering his relative inexperience.
Wilson, a junior on this team, has only started 1 other game so far this season. Dole trying to work at the top of the key. Going to give it off to Kasut. Kasut, great pass over to Brokale, and blocked. Logan Wilson, his second block of the night. Thomas trying to figure it out. Get out to Wilson, looking for a 3, and it's in! Logan Wilson able to make a big impact here in this second quarter. And the Warriors back up 8. Wilson, great defense working on Brokale. Brokale can't find any cuts. We'll try to give it off. And we'll see Hoosier call a timeout. Fans, as well as Coach Simons, unhappy, wanted to travel. But 1:16 left to go here in this first half. Warriors up 28-20. And man, we've seen 48 points. And this thing's felt like a sprint the whole way.
That's really putting it at an understatement. Despite only the 8-point lead for the Warriors, they've been in complete control of this game.
Have to control like you said, control the entire momentum of this one. I mean, Meeks, Logan Wilson has had, take that on the early one, 3 blocks on tonight.
And he's had a big impact for these Warriors,
especially with a guy like Tate Odvody out. And we saw Tate, lumber a little bit through these last couple games, especially up against Prep. They've been dealing with a little bit of a nagging foot injury. But the way Westside has responded without him talks about their depth. We've talked about so much of this season that if Westside is going to be a team to beat, it's going to be because they have such a deep squad. Brokale trying to find something to get out to Dempsey. Dempsey up for a layup and for an art, no good. Ball will go to Brokale, almost blocked. They'll call a foul. So Wilson's second as we head under a minute left to go here in this first half. We don't want to see that one get out of hand. Wilson very likely will try to control him. As we'll see him come out of the ball game as Dominic Rizak comes back in. Brokale, of course, has been a big part of this Westside team, this Papillion South team. And he's looking to make the second one. And it's no good. Brokale, almost an automatic shooter from the charity strike. Goes 1 for 2. He's been 88% so far this season as we're about 40 seconds left to go here in this first half. Meeks gonna give it off to Thomas. Thomas back over to Meeks. Meeks trying to find a screen. He'll get it from Rizak. 24 seconds left to go. Get the 2-point jumper. And Meeks has looked so good here tonight. Just been so smooth on so many of these opportunities offensively and defensively. As they get a jump from him, his burger puts it home. 10 seconds left to go, all by 7. Final for one final shot. 5 seconds left to go. Gonna give it off to Thomas. Step back 3, and it's no good. And that will end the first half here at Westside as the Warriors up 7. And what a start for Westside. 9 points to start off from Chandler Meeks. And Logan Wilson's been another guy that we've seen tonight.
Yeah, it's kind of weird seeing Logan Wilson being able to play so good. I know I keep saying this. I know I'm a broken record at this point, but his relative inexperience makes him kind of an enigma at this stage right now. But him being able to score that three-pointer, him being able to block those shots, just being that presence, that exact presence that Westside needs without Tate Odvody, that is so good for this Warriors offense going forward through the rest of this game, going forward through the rest of the season too.